Hi, I'm David. Welcome to my channel, my yard sale. Thanks for stopping in. Hope you hear something interesting here. If you're subscribed, thank you very much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, I hope that this post will help you decide to subscribe. That'd be great. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. So today I'm going to do a quick, well, maybe not quick, but a mix mash of just general updates, my health update, just my local update, and things that I've been thinking. So, again, I hope this is interesting for you. Hope you're having a great weekend. So, quick update on my health and my diet. So, my health, it's been very odd because, I feel like my body's getting stronger. I feel like I'm actually getting better, but it's hard to tell because my diet, it's like I'm on with my diet and then I'm off with my diet. I had said previously in other posts that I've gone through different, I don't want to say addictions, but I've gone through different, um, addictions to different things in my life. And no things were as difficult of an addiction as for me as sugar is. I can eat beef patties and cheese for a week, and then at the end of the week, I'm ready for a treat. I got to figure something out. I got to get some sugarless treats or something that will solve this craving that I get. Even though I'm full, I'll be full on burger patties and cheese, and I'll still want some kind of a sugary treat. I got to figure something out where I can eat, I don't know, maybe a sugar-free lozenge or something, I don't know. But I got to figure something out where I'm not craving like sugar at the end of the day or the end of the week. If I spend an entire week eating burger patties and cheese for the most part, at the end of the week, I'm feeling like I need to have a treat. And it's not like it used to be. It used to be like a box of treats. Now I can actually eat a treat, but it feels like one treat negatively impacts my body much more impactful than it did before. And I'm not sure if that's the glycation or if it's just the neuropathy or it could be just inflammation. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know how to figure this out without going to a doctor and getting tests, but I'm trying to figure out if I'm actually experiencing just inflammation or glycation. Because when I get inflammation, it's definitely around the the sugar. If I add sugar, and it's not always carbs because I can eat apples, and it does the carbs in the apples don't affect me like a little brownie treat or some cookies affect me. So it's definitely sugar carb related, and I feel like it could be glycation. I don't know. I still can't figure out whether it's glycation or not. So I'm having this thing where, and I had mentioned this before in my posts, where I was doing push-ups. I was getting stronger. I was getting healthier, and as I was doing push-ups, I could hear like crackly kind of noises in my joints, mostly in my elbow and my wrist joints, and sometimes in my shoulder joints. I could hear like crackling noises, like the sound of like twisting hay, or twisting. I don't know, just like crackly noises, not snapping, but crackling noises. And I think that might have been like the snapping is obviously, I think it's glycation building. It could be the inflammation and the associated glycation building. I think that cracking noise that I was hearing was the actual um, joints maybe clearing of the glycation. It makes sense to me. Now so I was definitely in a run for a while where I was only eating burger patties and cheese for the most part and eggs. And that's maybe, I can't remember if that's when I was hearing that crackling noise in my joints. But so now I'm to the point where I'm still hearing some snapping in my joints, but not as pronounced as it was before. And now I'm thinking that I'm on the other side of that, and I'm hoping I get back to that crunchy, crackly noise in my joints. And if that's the case, then I'll be able to share it here and tell everybody that that's what the inflammation and glycation receding feels like and sounds like. I mean, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare specialist. I'm just a guy that's made some pretty bad decisions, and I'm trying to work through it. So now I'm hoping that switching back to mostly, and I say mostly because it's not 100% carnivore, switching back to burger patties and cheese will get me back to that point where the snapping in my joints was mostly gone and it was just that crunching noise in my joints. That's what I'm hoping happens. And then it will prove to me that that is what it is. But again, I'm still not totally sure whether I'm experiencing is just inflammation or it's actually glycation. It's hard to tell. I wouldn't know. I don't even know if there's a test that would be able to tell me that. But that's where I'm at right now physically. I'm still having problems. I'm having problems with my balance. I still have to be very careful walking around my house. But when it comes to actually standing up and walking away, I have a lot more strength in my legs and my arms. It's just the actual coordination of the muscle inside my arms and my legs is not perfectly great. I'm hoping that as I'm building the strength, which I am working out, I bought this 10-pound kettlebell a long time ago, and I'm working out with that for the most part. And I do some push-ups and I do some body squats and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that the just general exercise will give me better mobility and give me a little bit more trust in the muscle in my legs and my arms. So that's mostly my health update. I wanted to make sure that I shared that I do take supplements. I take health supplements. I buy them on Amazon. And some of the supplements I take, well, I take magnesium. I take magnesium glycinate, which I feel like I need lots of magnesium. I don't know for sure, but I feel like I do. So I take a normal dosage of magnesium every day. And it doesn't actually make me feel better, but maybe it doesn't. I just don't know. I can't tell. So I do take magnesium. I take berberine, and I don't really have a purpose for that besides the fact that it supposedly helps me with blood sugars. I have no proof of that. I can't tell. Like, I don't feel it. Um, I'm not losing weight or gaining weight because of it, but just the reporting on it shows that it should be helping me. So maybe it's helping me and I just don't even know it. I can't even tell. I also take benfotiamine, which is thiamine B1, and that's supposedly without if you don't have enough B1 or benfotiamine in your diet, that can actually cause a lot of the problems that I felt like I was experiencing. And it's pretty possible that I was very, very low on B1 because I used to drink a lot of alcohol, and alcohol depletes B1 and then causes all these issues with nerve damage and a lot of the stuff that I would explain that I'm feeling. Even though I haven't had alcohol in years, I would think I would be getting better by now, but that's not the case. So it's hard for me to put it on B1 or thiamine is my main problem. I think I'm just dealing with long-going nerve damage at this point, and that's what I'm hoping this benfotiamine and alpha lipoic acid will help me with. I'm taking RALA, alpha lipoic acid, and I think I had bought alpha lipoic acid at one point, and I heard that that's okay, but the one that you really want to take is the RALA. That's like more available to the body, which I need the most availability possible. So again, I am back to eating burger patties, cheese, and eggs sometimes, mostly just burger patties and cheese. And I do take my protein shakes, my pea protein shakes, which everything that I've read, pea protein should be non-inflammatory and the protein is good availability for the body. Like that should be helping me, not setting me back. But what's interesting is sometimes, and I don't think it's depending on what I mix into it, but sometimes I I drink my shake, which is like 36 ounces of water and 1 or 2 scoops of protein powder. Sometimes I do put in a little bit of cinnamon, like maybe a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I was doing a teaspoon of cocoa powder at one point, and then I do add a little bit allulose sweetener, but I'm actually trying to narrow down on the flavors and the sweetener because occasionally I'll drink one of those shakes and I'll feel inflammation, even though pea protein is supposed to be non-inflammatory. It's supposed to be actually anti-inflammatory, but somehow I get the inflammation, and I'm not sure. Maybe that could be the cinnamon or the cocoa, even though those things both are supposed to be helpful. Like cocoa is supposed to include and it's supposed to increase stem cells, and cinnamon is supposed to help reduce blood sugars. But somehow together, maybe with the allulose, it seems to cause me inflammation. I don't totally understand it. But so now I'm back to, hopefully in the next week, eating burger patties and cheese. And I will occasionally probably have a protein shake, but probably with less stuff in it so that I can narrow down whether that's causing me the inflammation that I'm having. It's hard to tell. Again, I don't know if I'm experiencing inflammation or glycation. I can't really tell. Glycation, it's possible for me to tell. Like I'm hoping that like the snapping in most of my joints has mostly gone away. I'm hoping I get that grinding noise back because that will mean that I'm moving forward again. One of the things that I read about, um, I read about alpha lipoic acid and benfotiamine is that when it starts repairing things in your body, oftentimes it sets you back a couple steps, which I don't think I stepped back a couple steps. Now I'm probably 7 or 9 days in on taking those supplements. I don't feel like I necessarily stepped back, but I definitely haven't stepped forward. I'm hoping that I do step forward pretty soon. So for the most part, I stopped eating like fat as a on purpose. Like I don't eat butter usually, and I haven't like made it a point to keep fiber in my diet. Like occasionally I get fiber, but I have to admit I feel like I feel better when I have fiber in my body. And I know that I talked about stopping eating broccoli quite some time back, and I haven't eaten any broccoli since then. But, and I'm not a huge fan of broccoli either, but I actually feel like I need some vegetables. And I don't totally understand how that works. I mean, I know that my body doesn't need it. I need protein, but like for some reason, I just feel like I'm craving vegetables, and it could be I don't even doesn't even have it's not even a specific kind of vegetable. Like I could eat peas, corns, and carrots. Actually, I have been eating carrots. I bought a bag of carrots, and I'll eat 1 or 2 carrots, raw carrots, as kind of a snack, as a in between meals, or sometimes if I'm still kind of hungry at night, I'll eat a couple of carrots. So I have been eating carrots as well. I'm pretty happy about the snapping of my joints not quite being so pronounced. Like I feel like I'm headed in the right direction with that stopping, because that was something that made it so that when I got up and when I stood up and walk away from this chair I'm sitting in, like that snapping, like if I get a weird snap in my knee, it doesn't mean I'm going to fall over immediately, but it sometimes can mean that I'll lose my footing and I'll need to like grab a hold of the things around me. I have to be very careful. So that's with my health. My health hasn't really changed too much. Not much for the better, not much for the worse. I kind of feel like I'm right on a fine line of potentially getting better. And I am focused more on getting back to more carnivore, less ketovore, even though, yeah, I still have treats occasionally, and almost immediately I can feel it. I can feel the treats almost immediately negatively impact me. So I'm trying to get away from that. It's just hard. This whole thing with sugar. I never thought that anything could be as addictive as it is. I mean, I've gone through plenty of cycles in my life of exposing myself to things that are way more addictive than a brownie cake or a Pop Tart, but I don't know what it is. It's like as soon as I get these things out of my diet, like within a matter of 7 to 10 days, I'm thinking I should give that a try again. And luckily, I'm not to the point where I feel like I need to eat the whole box like within one sitting. That's not how I'm doing it. I'm able definitely to space my settings or my servings out over a period of a week or 2 weeks. So I'm glad I'm not just hogging down the whole thing, but I still get that craving where I'm just craving that sugar. And putting salt under my tongue or eating other things doesn't really seem to help. I don't know, maybe I need to try something else, but it's not the salt because I eat plenty of salt. I salt everything. So it's not the salt. So on another note, one of the things that I've noticed lately that's really irritating the fuck out of me is when I try to log into YouTube, why are they tracking me? And I don't think it's just me, I think it's everybody. But why is Google tracking so hard? I have to log in to YouTube 2 times with an email address, and then I have to use my thumb on my Apple 2 times. So I'm using multi-factor authentication 4 times just to get into YouTube. And then as soon as I get in, what do? They show me videos of guns that you can buy and holsters and all kinds of crap. Like they've got me confused with somebody else. But why the heck are we being so multi-factor authenticated into YouTube? I mean, is there a list of people with all the sketchy shit that they're looking up on YouTube? I'm sure there is. I wonder if that's all being shared with the government. I'm sure. I'm trying to figure out who the next perp is. Who knows? Hey, so another thing that I found that I actually am enjoying quite a bit. I make my protein shake, and one of the things that I hate about pea protein or protein shakes in general, even even regular protein shakes, I don't like that there's nothing in it to like kind of chew on or eat. It's just drinking. I feel like I need to eat something. So I had added pumpkin seeds, pepitos at one point, and I actually really enjoyed those. And then I added sunflower seeds, which were also very good. They didn't float as nice as the pumpkin seeds. But I bought something else that I wanted to share with you guys that I think is actually kind of good. Hemp hearts. I don't know what a hemp is. I mean, I know what hemp is, but I don't know what a hemp heart is. I think it's something to do with the seed, or I don't know exactly where a hemp heart is, but I'm finding that I'm really enjoying hemp hearts. Hemp hearts taste almost a little bit like a sunflower seed. It's a little bit crunchy like a sunflower seed, but it's also kind of not crunchy like maybe some oatmeal is. So it's nice in a shake because it's got a little bit of crunch to it. It's got a little bit of seed flavor to it, but it's not like you're not like like crunching a bunch. You don't have a mouthful of seed shavings when you're done, for the most part. But hemp hearts, supposedly very high in omega threes, supposedly pretty high in magnesium. So that's two things that I actually need in my diet. So if you haven't tried hemp hearts, you should try hemp hearts. They're actually very nice. They taste good. I could actually put hemp hearts in oatmeal if I ate oatmeal. I could put hemp hearts on a salad. I could eat hemp hearts in a lot of different ways. But I'm actually enjoying hemp hearts. It's kind of nice. So where I live in upstate New York. And the weather, we keep getting these. I think everybody in the U.S. is getting these storms just rolling through. And luckily they're through pretty quickly, but there's a good amount of snow in each of these storms. So I've got a pretty big snow cover where I live. Luckily, it's not so much snow that it's impossible to dig out or that I have to hire somebody to come and dig me out. Thank goodness. I'm happy about that. But yeah, the weather is, I'm waiting for it to start getting warmer. It's going to be nice. I'll be happy when I'm not having to wear 3 or 4 layers in my house. That'll be kind of nice. I'll be happy about that. Yeah, so I don't really have anything else to talk about. As soon as the snow's gone, that'll be nice. My heat is back to normal. I have heat in my house again, which I didn't have heat. If you don't follow my channel or you're not subscribed, for pretty much the month of December, I had very little to no heat because of some hardware malfunctions. So I'm happy now that I have heat back in my house. Now the crazy thing about that is, as it gets to be like 27 or 28 degrees outside, which is freezing, it's very cold. Inside with my heat on, I'm sweltering. Like I feel like I need to turn my heat down. I think it was just because there was so many weeks that months probably, that I've had the heat turned down so low that when I actually get the heat up, it's pretty hot. And I find myself having to turn heat down, turn my electric blanket down. I don't have to layer up quite as much. But yeah, this thing, once it gets to like 27 degrees for me now, like then I have to start thinking, all right, time to start kicking off some covers and trying to cool down a little bit because I get pretty sweltery. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Not too much going on, which I'm okay with that. Today's the Super Bowl. I'm going to try to watch some of that. Although I don't really care. None of my teams are playing. So I'm not worried about that. I was hoping Buffalo would be in it. But yeah, I guess not. What am I going to do? If your team's playing, good luck to you. Hope you're having a great day. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you keeping track of my life. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.